Today I'm going to tell you a little story of how I ended up owning and keeping this particular owl. This is Eva, Canadian great horned owl, and an experienced falconer, someone who's worked with owls in particular, would hear that species name and think, ooh, okay, risky one, not a beginner's bird. They're naturally very aggressive and they can be a bit nervous, but I've had her since she was 2 weeks old, pictured here, and in this photo she was about 8 weeks old. We actually did hand rear her with a Bengal eagle owl. That eagle owl was called Ash. We used him in flying shows. He went missing during a school visit once, got chased by crows. Got about a couple of days later, he was never quite the same again, so we ended up moving him on. But 11 years later, we still have Eva here. Now, the reason why I ended up with one of these is because I was once attacked by one. I have to go back as far as 2012, and I was this young, naive falconer who was just starting out really in the world of working with birds of prey. I went to visit someone who kept birds of prey and was a breeder. Actually, I was really interested to learn how that all worked. I was really interested in his camera system so he could watch the birds as they're getting on with their breeding activities. And he said there's a Canadian great horned owl, a small male, a bit smaller than Eva here, which had been given, and it was a lovely pretty bird and I could just take it on that day. So he popped it in a box for me, I took it home, I put it in an aviary, and it was essentially naked, a bit like Eva is right now. There was nothing on the ankles, no anklets or anything like that. So I had to put some new leather anklets on. And in trying to do this, the bird decided to grab hold of my gloved hand and squeeze really hard. Essentially, it wasn't a tame owl. Remember, I was very naive. To have a tame owl, you've got to hand rear them. I mean, you can get adult, previously hand-reared owls that are really good, but this was not one of them. It didn't like me. I tried to prise the talons off. Every time I did, it squeezed even more until the pressure was almost unbearable. It took about 3 minutes. I eventually got the bird off the glove, took the glove off expecting there to be lots of blood, and it had not broken the skin at all. The leather had protected my skin. However, my left hand was fractured in 2 places and some bruised bone to go with it as well. Very, very painful. Took a number of weeks to heal. I couldn't even hold a bird, not even a small owl, for a number of weeks. And then, fast forward a year later, 2013, Mike Horn, renowned owl breeder in Norfolk, had Eva here for sale as a young chick, and I just thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have one of these owls, which is probably, when you look at the feathers, one of the most stunning owl species I actually keep currently. So I thought, what a lovely idea to have a nice tame one. And of course, we have since had her 11 years. She flies free at shows. This is her flying in the countryside, which we filmed on an iPhone, believe it or not, for some stock footage. And she's one of, in some respects, the best birds we have, albeit the fact that she is a bit of a grumpy girl sometimes and has been given the nickname Eva the Diva.